Middleman.
Another episode of The Middlemen, where echoes of truth rise and voices converge at the crossroad of justice and conscience. Joining me today are jurors with voices bold and verdict sharp. Juror Olajimoke Alawode James asks a burning question that echoes through unmarked graves and mute cries. Do Nigerians' life matter? Juror Emeka Madunagu delivers a sobering case of chaos, crisis, and comic relief, where milk runs dry and ministers turn to heavens. Juror Harry Iwebike reveals the cruelty of the powerful, disguised as concern for the wounded, as the impoverished are asked to donate blood. I, Juror Evans Ufeli, will take us all behind closed clinics and silent contracts to reveal the quiet ache of surrogacy in an unregulated space. All these conversations will kick off in a minute. This is the Middleman of Jurors, and you are welcome. Stay with us.
Middleman. Middleman.
Thank you for staying with us. My case: surrogate mothers, the silent suffering behind the gift of life. Surrogacy in Nigeria occupies a complex and largely uncharted legal territory. While it is not explicitly prohibited by Nigerian law, the absence of specific legislation governing surrogacy and the agreements creates a legal gray area that reverberates throughout the practice. Consequently, individuals engaging in surrogacy arrangements often face uncertain enforceability of the contract made between intended parents and surrogates. In Nigeria, surrogacy contracts are generally subjected to the principles of general contract of law. This means that, in theory, surrogacy agreements can be recognized as binding contracts, provided they meet the essential requirement of offer acceptance, consideration, and the intention to create legal relationships. However, the reality is far more intricate due to the interplay of cultural, ethical, and public policy consideration that Nigerian courts may invoke when examining such agreements. A key concern among legal practitioners and policymakers is the potential conflicting rights and interests that arise during and after the surrogacy process. For instance, when disputes occur, such as a surrogate reluctance to relinquish the child post-birth, courts may face difficult decisions that hinge not only on the contractual term but also on ethical implication and the welfare of the child. The best interests of the child are paramount in any legal decision-making process, and courts may interpret surrogacy agreement through this lens. Additionally, surrogacy in Nigeria is often viewed through the cultural prism that places a significant emphasis on traditional family structure. This cultural backdrop raises questions about the morality and social acceptance of surrogacy, potentially influencing judicial attitude towards enforceability. Courts may hesitate to enforce agreements that appear to commodify pregnancy or childbearing, reflecting broader societal value regarding motherhood and familiar bonds. Furthermore, there is often a lack of awareness and understanding regarding the operational mechanism of surrogacy among the general public and legal professionals alike. This lack of knowledge can hinder the potential for favorable legislative reforms that could clarify the status and regulation of surrogacy in Nigeria. My verdict: while surrogacy is not outrightly prohibited in Nigeria, its practice remains fraught with legal uncertainty. The absence of tailored legislation, coupled with the nuanced interplay of contractual law or the law of contract, public policy consideration, and cultural perception, leaves both intended parents and surrogates in a precarious position. As the discourse around surrogacy continues to evolve, there remains a pressing need for comprehensive legal framework that address these challenges, ensuring protection for all parties involved and upholding the best interests of children born through such arrangement. I shall go to Rabbi again.
Very interesting. Very interesting. But you have brought us, to something. I always say that I think the National Assembly needs a fresh orientation.
Ew.
Because the things they discuss, the things they bother about, constituency projects, are not in their purview. That there are a number of areas, there are many areas where you have conflicts. You don't have illumination about what should be done. And this surrogacy is one of them. In traditional African society, we have different forms of surrogacy.
Yep.
Whereby, women, like in Igbo culture, women marry women, for their husbands. The woman can go pay the bride price of get a woman married, into their family, into a family for, to produce children in a case where that family doesn't have a male child. So, can get a woman to have children. But the children will be attributed to that family. The woman may stay or the woman may not stay. It all depends on the kind of arrangement. But now that the world has, become more sophisticated, it is very much in order for the National Assembly to do something as quickly as possible.
While that is being done, a woman who wants to have a baby via surrogate should also ensure that she has a legal document that is tight and protects her. Get a lawyer who drafts an agreement. The contract between you and your surrogate must be such that if she has emotional attachment to the baby after carrying the baby for 9 months, is my egg and my husband's sperm inside your body. Look, our contract says you must give it to me. To that extent, the woman who becomes a surrogate in the first instance, I'm thinking you are doing it because you want money, not just because you love getting pregnant. Now, they say, collect your money, bring our baby, you now want to start arguing. I think that we should just have contracts that protects, the couple birthing the child. But more importantly, we're slowly accepting surrogacy in Nigeria. It's still frowned upon, like you cannot give birth is a big deal. But there are medical issues why women cannot give birth. Really worry Pekin, showed her baby bomb, and somebody went at her and said, it's a lie. She's carrying a fake bomb. It's a surrogate that is carrying the child. Even if it is surrogate, there was controversy that Funke Akindele had her own children through surrogacy. Is it a egg? It's a child, regardless of how the child was born. Somebody could not have children, went through a process to have children. Mind your business.
No, so let me go ask. Is this one surrogacy a case where a man couldn't get his wife pregnant, and he asked his friend to help him get his wife pregnant.
That's when
She got no. Well, is it? That's what I asked. Is it surrogacy? You know, they're asking barrister. You know? So
yes.
the woman got pregnant.
No,
had
surrogacy.
3 children.
Okay.
And then along the line, you know, of course, he surrendered the children. But when the donor or whatever, you know, got married,
his own wife couldn't have children.
Yes, his own wife couldn't have children. So he came back to this man and said, at least donate one of the children to me.
No.
So that I too can have.
So if the contract they have does not contain that clause.
No, there was just paddy, friend, gentleman's agreement.
There's no contract now. So it's at the mercy of the other man whether he wants to.
You know, for me, I think there should be an increased awareness on this issue. There's this popular quote in Surrogacy that says, not my flesh nor my blood, but miraculously my own.
Yeah.
Right? That conscientizement must be there, especially for those who have decided to be surrogates. Rather than have this pandemic of baby factory in Nigeria, why not allow these young girls, who of course need money, rather than go about having babies as a result of baby factory thing that happens here and there? Why not reawaken that awareness to say, okay, rather than doing this, why not accept to be a surrogate? Okay, and get even much more money than you are paid when you go for a baby factory business or scheme.
I don't even want my surrogate to know me.
Okay, now see, there's a case I'm doing currently. That's what inspired this. I actually delivered an interview somewhere where, and I was asking David yesterday, what do I talk on today? He said I should talk on the same issue. I said fine, even though it's not topical, it's topical, all the same.
It is so.
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons why women opt for that option. I've seen a woman who had 4 miscarriages. They say she has a heat in her womb that she cannot actually hold the baby for that long. She will lose it no matter what. That's the medical condition. So are you now saying that that particular woman shouldn't have children? You can't say that. There are women who wants to keep their tummy flat, who are models. No, I'm just telling you that conditions. Who are models. They don't want wrinkles. They want their tummy flat forever, according to them. They opt for those options. They have the money to do that. Yes. So now,
all her children via surrogacy.
No, the first one. She gave birth to the first one. It's the twins.
The last one now.
The twin use.
She's old now. She's not going to be carrying pregnancy at 40.
Yeah, at that age, it's not even advisable. It's high risk. So now this issue of surrogacy. This particular lady, I'm doing her case. Before she woke up, because you know after delivery is such a labor. I mean that's why it's called labor.
Yeah.
So before she woke up, the children have been taken away because that's the agreement. But she wasn't told that she was going to be carrying triplets. They paid her for 1 child. I beg. And implanted triplets.
No.
You understand? Yes, it's in the contract. It has to be in the contract.
No, sir, listen, sir.
It has to be in the contract. So what happened?
No, can I
you know what happened? You know, you can stimulate. You can actually state how many babies you want.
No,
IVF.
Evans, listen.
And through.
Listen, if it was when they're doing IVF, right?
Wow.
Or implanting eggs into you, because they are not sure of how many of the eggs will survive. Yes. Most times they impute more than one.
Yeah, we're saying the same. So
the fact that you are saying they didn't tell her that she was going to come. So at the point when more than one egg
not tell. I mean the contract itself. It's a contract I'm using to work on the case. Do you understand?
No, but I'm saying that your contract, you cannot say how many eggs will survive.
No, it's spelled out in the contract. But that's what she's claiming. It's spelled out in the contract. That's what she's claiming. And the doctor that I interviewed, told me clearly, because I was of this view formally, that this thing is assisted pregnancy.
Yes.
Yes. And there's no federal law on it.
Yes.
As we speak. There's a bill in the National Assembly now. But the only thing close to it is the Lagos State Assisted Pregnancy Technology Law, which is on vitro, that's IVF, in vitro and all that, that's IVF. But on this particular one, on surrogacy, he told me that the doctor can determine how many babies that the technology is there available. Because it's not a case you just went to file. We had to do research and all that. So when I read the contract made a specific expression that's about a child. So there was a breach of contract along the line because she had to carry 3 and they paid her for the cost of 1.
Okay.
So because the exploitation is that these girls need money, they are from very poor background, they have no education most of the time and all that. So they are just a container for that purpose. Okay. So apart from that one, there was also medical negligence. Because when they did the CS, there were complications that arose from that. So all those cases put together, I'm saying that if we have a legislation, for example, on surrogacy, it will state out not just the process, but the management of the process, what amounts to infraction, what is not infraction, the number of babies, all these things would have been taken care of by law. And so we will not need to be saying there's infraction, there's no infraction. The doctor may not be able to tell how many children are coming or how many eggs are fertilized and the rest of that. If you have legislation, so that takes care of.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm saying that in lieu of legislation, the fact that most times with IVF you are unable to tell, you are just a bone, an ovum to carry the pregnancy, be it 1 or 6. What you ought to ask is, the fact that you probably be implanting more than 1 egg, what if we have multiple births in this pregnancy? So if it is 1, is this amount? If it is 2, is this amount? The surrogate at the point of being implanted should have said that she has a case. This is me talking as a layman, not a lawyer, about the medical negligence. They ought to have taken care of her properly. And if there was any damage to her womb or her body or anything, there ought to be compensation. But that she carried 1 pregnancy and there were 3 children and she did not ask for multiple payments if she delivered multiple children, that one is not our business.
Well,
equity will not allow that, because he that comes to equity must come with clean hands.
Yes.
And equity aids the vigilant, not the indolent. Equity see has done that which ought to be done. You understand? So for contracts, you see, little errors, little mistake can lead to misrepresentation under contract. And once there's misrepresentation, the adverse party will ask for specific performance or will ask that the contract be rescinded. You understand? So there must be no deceit. There must be full disclosure. There must be, those are elements of contract. And if you don't have it, it will be contested.
So let the court decide in this case.
Very well.
So in this case, I would love to believe
as a court, please.
The lady is asking for more funds, isn't it? Not asking that.
She's not asking for more funds. She's asking that she be restored to the position where she was, like, health-wise.
Oh, okay.
Before this thing, she undertook this process.
Okay.
And she's not asking for damages for medical negligence. She's not asking for give me back some and take some. No. She has said it herself that the children are not hers.
Fine.
That she had a child before that time that she wants to be healthy to take care of her own child, biological child.
That's okay.
Okay, let the court decide. Hopefully she gets what she's praying
as
for.
a court, please.
Very well. So we shall go on a quick break, and when we return, Juror Emeka Madunagu will be here to present his case titled Looming Milk Shortage and Praying Minister. This is still the Middlemen. Don't go anywhere.
Middleman.
My case, looming milk shortage and praying minister. Recently, Nigeria's Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Maiha, raised the alarm over a looming shortage of milk in the country. He said Nigerians were consuming more milk than we're producing. Can you believe that? So the government had decided to import Frisian cows from Europe to address the shortfall. He said the over 20 million cattle in Nigeria, yes, the ones you see everywhere across Nigeria, were mainly low-yield species and could not meet the demand for milk by the growing population. The minister said Nigeria produces 700,000 tons of milk annually, while consuming 1.6 million tons. So we import approximately 900,000 tons annually to keep milk on your tables. Throughout history, that lovely nutritional supplement called milk has caused social unrest across the world. The problems include adverse weather conditions, high cost of production, geopolitical factors, and rising demand. India, which is the largest producer of milk in the world, Tunisia and some European countries are facing serious unrest over the shortage of milk. Yet, Nigeria's Minister of Agriculture, Abubakar Kyari, said the other day that he would organize 3 days of fasting and prayers for food security. My verdict: show me a country of jokers and Nigeria will pop up easily. Fasting and prayers are good, but even the Holy Bible says you shouldn't make a public show of such observances. We've asked government to stop open grazing and opt for ranches so that our huge cattle population can be properly nourished for our own benefit. But our leaders won't listen. As you gulp down milk today, remember I warned you of a looming scarcity of the product.
Why would our cattle, why would they produce milk when
They are barren.
you take them through harrowing experience? You take them from the north to the south to the west,
Barren cattle.
into the bush where they are stung by scorpion, by snakes, by different kind of things, and you still end up slaughtering them. These cattle have no rest of mind. It takes rest of mind to produce milk.
To produce milk, absolutely.
So they are, you see some of them shedding tears on the yes. Then you get uneducated people with the absence of their human agency manning them. So sometimes they stray, sometimes they are rustled, sometimes you take them to destroy people's crop, and the people are raining curses on both the shepherd and the what do you call it now, the cattle railer and the animal. So at the end of the day, the baggages that these cattle carry, it's not such that they can produce milk. They can
started poisoning them.
Yeah, they can at best produce something maybe bitter, or they are not, because they are also bitter. Yes. So
I think that I just want to first of all thank God that I'm now at my age allergic to lactose. I'm lactose intolerant now. Okay. It is flatulence for the whole day if I try it. But I think that we
so you are not afraid of milk shortage
or poison or cow being poison.
No, but you have younger ones now. Is it about you?
I'm talking about myself. So I've been taken out of the statistics of people consuming
the bracket,
milk. But again, I think that we should also focus on healthier forms of milk, plant-based. Soya milk, coconut milk. Outside of this one that gives us flatulence. But again, ranching, right?
That's
which
the way
will
to go.
solve a lot of our problems.
Sorry, this import, how are they going to bring them in? Is it through ship?
No, they've already even brought a company, a Nigerian company has brought in some.
Through ship?
Yes, through ship, yes. They put them in special.
So you have to feed them through.
Yes, you have to feed them, but they put them in
about 1 month or 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe 50 days or so, which is more than 1 month. So, but okay, maybe coming from Europe, maybe the Netherlands, they will have to go, either through the Suez Canal or the other way.
Will they survive Nigerian weather? That's another matter.
That is the other thing. Instead of us to find a way to maybe get a hybrid of cows, we're bringing, and even in Europe currently farmers are protesting. They've even blocked roads because
are they going to be
of adverse weather conditions affecting their cows. Are they going to ranch them? No, they'll ranch them. It's a private company, but the Nigerian government is also getting what they say over the next 5 years. They want, but you know how Nigerian government things are.
No, but President Tinubu went to Benue and said, give me ranches.
They were to import grass. I would be wanted.
God bless you. He tried though. We were importing grass and exporting yam.
And both of them failed because the yam was returned to us.
Yes, we got rotten on the way.
And then Ghana now got the right way of packaging yams.
Yes.
They
And
come to
they are
Nigeria, they take
the
the yams in this to Ghana, cultivate them, package them well, and export.
And the right Ghana
I think
yam.
I'd love to speak to the issue of the prayer and the fasting. The ministry, of course, they have refuted that thing. They said actually that prayer and fasting was not for food security. That it was as a result of the dying rate
of the first land cow.
No. In the Ministry of Agriculture, that the directors were dying. They just wake up 1 week, one will die.
Okay.
Yes. So as a result of that, the Human Resource Department now organized praying and fasting.
You see the causes that Evans just mentioned that were causing the cow and the rearers. The directors in the agency that are now dying.
How come it's only the ministry?
Are going in the wrong direction.
How come it's only the ministry that directors are
The rearers are not dying.
Please, so it is not for food security. It was actually meant for God to help.
Why not just send the directors to hospital? Let them go on vacation.
Or go and do medical.
But wait, are they that busy? Are they that busy? Really? I'm not that busy because I know ministries that work day and night.
And they are not dying.
These ones are not busy now.
And you see, causes. You know, when you call Shango and Amadioha, because they have invaded.
I mean, one of my friends, his farm in Port Harcourt was invaded yesterday. He put it in on Facebook.
So if he calls Shango now, he's not the director in
and so you just find out that this, you know, is so sad that these people don't have scientific solutions.
So I think it's always prayer.
And it's not difficult.
And God will be looking at
you don't have experts. You don't have experts in those very specialized areas. Yeah. Agriculture is not something you just bring anybody from. It's a specialized discipline.
If you have an expert in that area, will we employ them? Or nepotism will not allow OC road to employ competent people into the right places. Rather, your brother that read Yoruba, you will bring him and say, Abro, we shall graduate. We shall graduate and put them there. Nepotism. You see, the cost of corruption, the cost of ethnicity and nepotism and incompetence, right? You only see the immediate cost. You do not even see the opportunity cost.
Very true. Do you know, if not that Emeka mentioned the name of the minister, I never heard that name before.
True.
You see, and we're talking about science. We're talking about science. Science is not what you dabble into. You don't science.
Yes.
You need to have the technical know-how for you to fix it. So you don't just bring anybody to. That's why things are not well planned. You know, even this import they're importing, we don't think is sustainable.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, we'll take a short break, and when we return, Juror Olajumeke Alaude James steps in with a case titled "Do Nigerian Lives Matter?" You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
The highly anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster that will leave you inspired and informed.
The Citizen Jones Selected Prologues of Volume 1 now available. Get your copy now.
For details, contact 0706 9637 935 or send an email to enterprisetv@gmail.com.
Citizen Jones Selected Prologues,
a classical compendium of compelling arguments.
Middlemen.
Welcome back. It's still the Middlemen, and my case is "Do Nigerian Lives Matter?" Over 200 persons were killed in Benue overnight last weekend. By Sunday, the Pope had prayed for them during Mass. President Tinubu had not found his voice at that time. When he eventually did, he called it clashes and asked the governor to reconcile warring sides. How do you reconcile citizens with terrorists who come in the dead of the night to massacre women and children? But during Chibok girls' abductions, President Tinubu called out President Jonathan, asking him to resign. But he couldn't even make it to Yele Tower because of bad roads and bad weather. If the children killed were his biological children, wouldn't he find any way to go seek justice for them? I know he didn't really make any campaign promises aside from saying he wants to dance, but he sought citizens' votes to lead the government and the primary role of any government, the security of lives and property. President Tinubu went to Benue to politic, while families of the dead are still grieving. Infrastructure, health, education, and a great economy are secondary to the human right to life. I mean, people even advocate for animal rights, but here, 200 humans are massacred and the government, rather than find the perpetrators, hosted a banquet. Do Nigerian lives matter? When the Air India plane crashed within the same week, President Tinubu was quick to commiserate with India. Do the Indian lives matter more than those of the people he leads? Here's my verdict. Every Nigerian life matters. Governors and presidents should not be throwing up their arms in defeat and presiding over the unjust killings of Nigerians anywhere in the world. Talk less of right under their noses. Fish out the killers, serve justice, and ensure the killings stop right now. If you cannot do that, then all of them should resign and allow people who can into government. Again, Nigerian lives matter.
Yeah, this is actually the biggest story this week, you know, in the media space, and it's one that actually have shown that it's like these people are coming for all of us. And I don't see Nigerian government rescuing us from this problem. The government is supposed to be our shield because we are left with nothing. We have given them our allegiance. If we had known that they will not be able to protect us, perhaps we would have kept our allegiance, or maybe give it to maybe animals, or maybe any force organization that can protect us, because this is crazy. Now, people were killed in their sleep. Okay,
butchered and burned.
These guys came with explosive, petrol, and the rest of that, raised down a whole village. I don't think the people. I think someone said that the people that were killed were more than those who escaped. It's a very pathetic situation.
One man lost 20 family members.
20 family members. A man lost a silo of rice. That worth 25 million.
And his brother.
Yes, that worth 25 million naira. Okay. So if this government is serious, you have a state like Benue State. If you're to be in a civilized country where you have a state as a food basket of the nation,
country,
you know that state is strategic to the economic advancement of that country.
Very true.
You will use your last blood to protect it. It's like attacking Texas in the US. You will use your last blood to protect it. But here, what do you see?
The president even couldn't go.
The president, not only that he couldn't go, when he got to where he went, he was blabbing, he was talking politics, what he shouldn't be saying.
They don't like him, they hate him.
Yes, they hate him, but he's here. You know, he's playing politics with the lives of citizens. People just lost their lives. You are talking politics there. So what it means is that these people don't have any vintage of love whatsoever.
True.
And the earlier we know this, the better. Okay? Because these people, when they came in, which of the roads did they pass? It's not the same road that we all plan.
Very true.
Where you have checkpoints and all that. So what happened to the checkpoints? What happened to, how did they move all those equipment that they used to attack these people?
They said they even attacked the police station close by first.
Yes, they first of all attacked the police and then went into the city and then started killing people.
But when they were saying that government is complicit, they said that they normally would gather in Nasarawa or neighboring states.
Yes.
So if we here now start talking about we are going to protest tomorrow, they will find us.
Yes.
But how they are,
they arrested people in Benue. They still, you see, let me tell you, the governor of the state is first of all a disaster.
We don't know where his loyalty lies.
He's a disaster. And let me tell you, it has come to a point that any cleric that runs for office, I will personally campaign against him. They should sit in their churches. They should sit in their religious organizations and face their congregations.
Yeah. Very true.
Because they lack, generally, many of them lack empathy. They behave like emperors in their churches.
Yeah.
They don't listen to anybody because they believe they are above accountability. So how do you put such people into power? They will be a disaster. And so that is what you are saying. But sadly, if I go back in history, in the Third Republic, the governor of Benue State was one reverend father too, Adasu. Moses Adasu said the government house will be converted to a hospital. Because he said there was no need for that government house. So when you put both of them side by side, you just feel sad.
You wonder which God Reverend Aya is.
I mean, so you just wonder. And then the other thing is this. Benue has the highest number of civil servants in Nigeria. He has the highest because each governor that passed through Benue recruited his own. So I think they have over 33,000 civil servants.
And they enlist more even in the military.
I don't even think
and they have a rich population.
Yes. I don't even think they started paying the 70,000 minimum wage.
Yes, now
so
they're protesting that.
What is difficult with dealing with the security of such a state? It's not difficult. Because why? You see, the thing about statecraft, which I've come to learn, is that you need to be somewhat cunning to be able to deal with certain issues. Yes, we know that there are people who are, putting pressure on government one way or the other not to deal with these Fulani herdsmen. But you see, you cannot look. If you talk, you will die. If you don't talk, you will die. So if you face them once and for all, at least let it go down in record that here was a governor who didn't tolerate any security breaches. And that is the problem we have today. The kind of governors we have, a lot of them are just quizzes.
He was writing letter that they should come out and give the president a befitting welcome.
Look at children. That man is human.
Then he went to print banners,
like
boards, and all that. When the people came out in the morning and saw those banners and all that,
they started pulling them down.
They pulled everything down even before the president arrived.
Campaigning over dead bodies.
The government house has come out to say that the printing of those boards and banners weren't theirs.
They will deny it. Let them release the people.
If it is an organization, wrong timing, you will tell them, "Oga, please stop."
Is it the organization that is running the state?
Optics.
It's lying.
Perception. If somebody is paying to do it, you say, "Sir,
it's lying."
We are mourning our children, our mothers, our wives.
I have said it before that Governor Alia, if he cannot act as a governor,
he should resign.
He should act like a priest. If he cannot act like a priest, I cannot accept that he should act as none. He must act as one. Even in the Holy Writ, when Jesus, who represents Christianity, when he saw blind people, when he saw the lame people, was moved by compassion.
Very true.
This one have no compassion. So is he an epitome of a misrepresentation of Christianity?
Very true, sir.
Or what exactly is he? Where does his loyalty lie? Does it lie in the people who gave him the mandate or in the presidency?
Very true.
It's actually very, very sad. When the Archbishop of Makurdi visited Yelwata, after going through everything in him himself, he actually said that there is something in the offing right now stopping Catholic priests from participating in politics.
Very good. It is very necessary.
Because Alia has proven that this is not their
place. There is disaster in power.
This is not their place.
It's not their calling.
Their parishes.
That's it.
And do the spiritual work that they vowed to do.
Because this same Reverend Alia, you know that this is just one attack too many. Peter Obi went to Jos, was coming to Benue. He said, "No, don't come on."
But very that man went there. He didn't want. Very that man went there. He said, "We cannot guarantee his safety."
Now, President Tinubu that saw rain in bad road and ran back. How did very dark man get there? It was not raining on the day that very dark man, because he went early. You waited and then you were telling us you will clear your schedule.
If not for the post,
if he lost his children, will he be clearing his schedule?
If not
that
for the
his
post,
schedule was to go and commission borehole. To go and commission borehole. That's what was in his schedule.
This president is jobless.
Oh God!
Honestly,
this president is jobless.
Look at it. What about this President General of Police, who had no answer to the question why arrests not been made? And that man, I have said it again, he is tired. If you even look at him, the man is tired.
After and during that, because the police was also attacked.
Regime protection.
Yes, do you understand? So if you have a swift security system, the police were attacked. I mean, his own constituency were attacked. So the next day, there should be action.
True.
Not waiting for the president to say, go and arrest. He should have arrested so many people already.
I think the IG is about regime protection. You know, every president will appoint.
But it also shows he doesn't understand how to do regime protection and also save your job. Look at the Ejirika. He was chief of army staff, General Zubike Ejirika, and he knew it was getting to time to retire. And he said, look, a man dies only once. This Boko Haram, I will deal with them. I will leave an imprint.
And he did that.
And he dealt with them, even though, a prominent Northern politician,
they framed him up
to remove it. Because Jonathan actually, I know, would have extended his tenure. But they now said, he's killing their brothers and all of that.
That was genocide.
Even including some elders in Benue State. Yeah, I don't want to mention one of them. He's dead now.
Really?
Yes.
They even reported him at the ICC on genocide. They said that that movie attack, wherein he went and leveled the whole their hideout, the Boko Haram hideout. They said the people we killed were village, was a community,
including an elder in Benue State. Some politicians in Benue State.
Yes, that was the man that was to finish Boko Haram completely.
They would have ended white Boko Haram. It was at the verge of doing that.
Can I remind you why a lot of people say that the insurgency being experienced in Nigeria is government sponsored? Remember, right, when I just forgot my thoughts. I absolutely forgot my thoughts. I was going to mention something that happened very recently with insurgency in Nigeria. When I remember,
is it where they said the military, escorted some cows? Even in Benin. Escorted cows. Even in Plateau, the military are accused of escorting cows.
I wanted to give examples of the Air Force lady who was bombarding.
Okay, that was vigilante.
And they said our colleague in reversed into her.
Yes.
Then also it was out. I was trying to remember where every northern leader they were saying, they killed our hunters in Uromi. Governor of Edo State went to the north to go and apologize to them. Okay, now they have killed 200 people. These are not 11 people, though. 200 innocent people.
Emotional intelligence.
Where are all the northern elders to condemn this killing now?
Atiku condemned it. Atiku Abubakar came
I'm talking about the outcry that we got during the Uromi attacks. Uromi people had been constantly attacked. They now formed vigilante to protect themselves. When they now suspected these people and said, who are you? And one of them stabbed them and then they now killed them. 11 people. I'm saying the outcry globally. Northerners who were shouting everywhere, innocent hunters, they were going home to Osala, this, that. Where is that? All of those people now, where are they crying about 200 lives?
They were not.
Hypocrisy.
I guess the Eastern Security Network should be applied to every of this region.
No, just that those guys in the ESN, they forgot their calling.
They would never go close.
Every Nigerian life matters, and we have to continually call out the government. I'm even personally saying that if they cannot do anything, they should just resign. President Tinubu asked President Jonathan to resign. If he cannot keep Nigerians safe, he ought to now resign. That is what you preach. Yes. That's all.
Yes.
And the conversation will not end there. When we come back, Juror Henry Igwebike will be right here after this break with a thought-provoking question titled, whose blood should be donated? Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
Middlemen. Middlemen. Middlemen.
The highly anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster that will leave you inspired and informed.
Citizen Jones Selected Prologues of Volume 1 now available. Catch get your copy now.
For details, contact 0706 9637 935 or send an email to enterprisetv@gmail.com. Citizen Jones Selected Prologues, a classical compendium of compelling argument.
Middlemen.
Thank you for staying with us. My case: whose blood should be donated? Interestingly, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reportedly advised the governor of Benue State to make a public broadcast urging people to donate blood in the wake of the recent mass killings. While the call for blood donation might seem like a gesture of solidarity and urgency, it raises a critical and uncomfortable question. Who exactly is expected to donate the blood? Nigeria's rich political elite or the already impoverished and traumatized citizens of Benue State? The catch question is, Benue State has been one of the hardest hit regions in Nigeria by herder-farmer clashes, insurgents attacks, and communal violence. Thousands have been displaced and hundreds killed over the past few years. Many of the victims are poor, rural dwellers with limited access to healthcare, food, or shelter. In such conditions, expecting them to provide blood, often without medical screening, nutrition, or incentives, is both ethnically troubling and medically unsound. Moreover, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the federal government have yet to provide adequate federal response or justice to the victims of the Benue massacre. The call for all blood donation without first securing accountability, relief, and medical infrastructure rings hollow. My verdict: if blood must be donated, it should begin with those in power, the affluent, political class, well-fed, and well-protected.
Yes,
until then, such appeals feel like a deflection of responsibility, asking the wounded to heal themselves while the architects of their pain remain untouched.
The presidency needs to donate all the blood they've been consuming from the billions of naira they use for feeding every year. They need to go and donate blood though. And then what are they donating the blood for? The dead people or the injured? Did you see the picture of that woman?
That woman, yeah, that's an award-winning picture.
Yes, so whoever captured it, guess what? It was government aid that captured it. Trying to promote that.
No.
That woman, she just sat down like.
It's an award-winning.
It's an award-winning picture because it depicts exactly how Nigerians are unlooking the show of shame that they think that they are coming to commiserate with people who have lost life. How do you? There was one woman that they said lost 5 children. She couldn't even cry because what does she want to begin? 5 pregnancies, 5 human beings.
And you don't know if she lost any in between.
You're not asking them to donate blood. Maybe we will go to Cameroon, Chad, Niger, our brothers.
That's politics that this man is playing again.
Yeah,
there are blood banks. There are blood banks where you can buy blood, but this man has to play politics. Doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter whether people are alive or not. All he must do is politics. That's why he's making that kind of statement. He knows exactly what to say. The people in the medical field know what to do. In the case under reference. You are not asking people, the blood is meant for who? You are asking people who have not eaten to donate blood. You are asking people who are full of anxiety and trepidation and apprehension to donate blood. You don't donate blood under trauma. You will lose your own life donating that blood.
Very true.
You donate blood when you are under certain kind of conditions. So I wonder how the international community will be
looking at us.
Yes, with this kind of careless statement.
But Nigeria deserves the kind of president she gets.
Yes, so yeah.
Because by the time this grab it and run with it came into power,
they snatch it, grab it, and run with it.
All of us were watching. We're waiting for a Messiah. They were saying, if only Peter Obi has spoken and said what? So that they can arrest him and charge him for treason. What were we? All the other...
Peter Obi said you should go to Niger State too. That Benue is not enough. You should not just listen to Benue. You should go to Niger.
You know that the Benue itself is because 2 days, a day after, the Pope.
Yes, he went there for the optics, not for anything. Is it going to solve the problem?
It was bad optics that a foreigner far away in Italy is praying for your people. And you are carrying a bada.
You know the Pope.
To be doing banquet.
You know the Pope. The Pope was there.
It's not about optics. You now go in bad weather and say, oh, Benue is flooded. Who is in charge of the federal road that is flooded? And then go back to according to that.
No, he's checking the kilometers on Lagos Calabar coastal.
You know
the minister.
You know the Pope know Benue.
Yes, that
he was here
he was
when
there,
he was doing his field work. Yes, so he could feel he understand the terrain.
So he knows Benue more than the president over Nigeria.
Yes, that's what it means. Because he spoke first. The president would have gone to that place.
Has
Tinubu been to any disaster?
No.
He
flew in his Cadillac to Benue. Borno, sorry, pardon me. You remember, Borno is under siege. Governor Zulum has said it over and over again that he's lost about 64 communities to terrorists. We know that it's what they call that, their Fulanization, where they go into those towns, wipe away the people there, jihad, God bless you, and drop their own flag. They now own the town. While people were killed in, I think this was last year, the president flew in his Cadillac, because I remember saying,
He flew in his Cadillac.
He flew in his Cadillac to go and commiserate with Governor Zulum. That's the only place he has gone to. This Benue that we are talking about, it is consistent that they keep on going to different communities to wipe them out. There was a video I saw yesterday where somebody was saying that very dark man that went there, that I should watch his back.
Don't mind those ones. If you pick such people now, you will see they're just cowards. I saw the video, I was just laughing. If you pick that one now and just sit him down, or you repeat what you are saying, you see him shivering. They're just...
No, but the point I wanted to make out of that video is that they know what they are doing. Right? And the government with intelligence, there's somebody who's from Benue State and said that there's intelligence reports that when they gather in Nasarawa and they're sharing their guns, because it's not one person who goes into a town at 12 midnight, 10:45 p.m. and starts killing people. They have to gather themselves. Now when they gather, they'll say to the people, they are coming, they'll call the policemen, we are coming, the police will never show up. Although this particular incident in Yellowater, they said that the police station close to the...
They were the one that went to the police.
They went to the police station first. So while those ones were distracted and under attack themselves, they now went into the village. Please remember that Yellowater is... The people were in an IDP camp, Catholic mission. So which is why the Pope will even get information first. They were protecting the villagers. That's why somebody with a silos of 25 million naira, they are running away from insurgents themselves. So this is not the first time this will happen in Benue. If this president wanted to do anything about optics, all the time that it has been happening, they did not start constructing roads or repairing the roads that will lead to Yellowater. VDM could get there either by car, horse, motorbike. President that has private jets and we bought him another one.
And all the security
cannot reach there.
He has a yacht to 5 billion naira.
People said that he should have used since
he should have gone through River Benue now.
The Kogi governor not lock Natasha out of Kogi. Did she not fly over him? So if you are looking for a way, you will find it. But he found his way to Makurdi to go and host politicking party banquet. People were watching that banquet and wondering, wait, so is it a solidarity visit or we are doing campaign?
The state government said they were to give him befitting weapons.
Lacks empathy. And he lacks emotional intelligence, and which is very sad because you see the whole thing also boils down, everything rises and falls with leadership. It also shows even at the local level the kind of leadership, and the DSS Director General has already come out to say that the government security apparatus is not coming to save you. You should save yourself, which is a very responsible statement. Because the government security apparatus is maintained with the taxes, with the money earned by the nation. But when you're not telling the people to go and mobilize money to protect themselves, then It is a lot to
I think
be
what
desired.
Governor Alia should do is to protect his people, arm his communities.
Can he? Does he have the competence?
It does not.
It doesn't.
I'm just saying that's what I think he should do. If I were
Well,
in
he
his
has
shoe.
boldly said that he goes against any reprisal attack.
Yes.
Against self-defense.
Yes.
No, I think that self-defense thing is just, it shows the man has not been, living in Nigeria.
Yeah, definitely.
You have a generator in your house. That's not self-defense against darkness. You send your children to private school. That's self-defense against illiteracy. You sink a borehole. Self-defense against
Lack of water.
Right? And then you jump out from Nigeria.
And close your...
You jump out from Nigeria. Self-preservation. Self-preservation. So what are we saying? We've got past that level of saying no self-defense.
The police acted on self-defense.
But if he's against self-defense, what does he do with security votes?
That's another talk. Sincerely, that's truly another talk. I would love to believe the reason President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, apart from the pontiff saying something about it that then necessitated his going to Benue, I guess it's because there was no state governor that was willing to give him chieftaincy title, like Anambra State Governor had given him. At the same time, the killings happened in Benue and Plateau State. That was the same time he went for the chieftaincy title that was given to him in Anambra. It's actually a sad reality that we have. Well, that's a wrap on today's seating of the Middlemen. A special thanks to our jurors for their compelling cases, and to our jurors at home. Keep the conversation alive. Share your thoughts and verdicts across all social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe. From our esteemed jurors, we say
Bye for now.
bye-bye.
Middleman. Middleman. Middleman.
The highly anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster that will leave you inspired and informed.
Citizen Jones Selected Prologues of Volume 1 now available. Get your copy now.
For details, contact 0706 9637 935 or send an email to enterprisetv@gmail.com. Citizen Jones Selected Prologues, a classical compendium of compelling arguments.
The highly anticipated